Okay, class, here's my tradition. In my classroom, for the first 36 seconds of the class, we are going to do chair push-ups. Take your palms, sit down, and you just push up. See how that works? Okay. There's research that shows kids listen better when they're moving, especially when they move in some kind of rhythm. When I'm doing this, I'm meeting sensory needs. This pressure on the arms and hands helps. It feels really good for these kids. I'm getting blood flow to the brain. Extremely important. Both my hands are occupied, right? So instead of me playing with other kids' hair and face, I'm doing this. I get the whole class doing this at the same time while I give instructions for the class. I'm not singling out and saying, hey, Mark, you little sensory freak, do your thing, okay? Everybody's doing it. Nobody notices the difference. I can also tell my class this. The reason we're doing this is because our class, everybody in here, we're going to have big muscles. Little boys love the idea of big muscles. You ask a second grade boy to show you his muscles, he will take off all his clothes, and right? They do that. Simon Says games, before homework too. Easy. A minute and a half at the beginning of class. It doesn't have to take long. But here's where I mix in sensory exercises. So we're doing the Simon Says games. Simon says touch your left knee with your right hand. I go back and forth across the body. Anybody remember Karate Kid? Wax on, wax off. Why? Because we're crossing the midline of the body. And when I start to move from one side to the other, I train the left side of the brain to speak to the right side to the left side. Extremely important for learning. There's research that shows when kids play with textured objects, it improves concentration. So, this is a sensory strip, double-sided tape. And then on this side, just different textures, kind of like a Michael's Arts and Crafts place. Here's what we do with this. This is elementary school only. If you do it middle or high school, kids will get beat up, so don't do that. But imagine this is the desk. I tape it right under the desk. Child can sit at the desk. Now I'm playing with this. See, nobody can see. It doesn't make any noise. I can't throw it. Instead of playing with Sally's hair and Billy's face, I'm just playing with this. Our first child came along. It's Casey, who you will meet. He came out of the womb with boxing gloves on. If any of you have those kids, you know what I mean. When we first took him to preschool, he was the kid who you were praying was not in your preschool class. Because when he showed up for class, right, you were like, man, I thought I did something really nice for the director of the preschool, so I didn't get that kind of kid. And then you heard that father coming down the hall, yelling at his son, threats that he would not follow through on. That was me. And that's when you're thinking, I already don't get paid enough, and now I'm gonna have to deal with this freako dad the whole year, right? What do we do at homework time sometimes? Child's sitting in his chair, and we do this. You know what? If you would just focus, you would be done in 45 minutes instead of it taking 3 hours. Anybody do that? Okay. And your teachers. Okay. Now be honest, how many of you have thought this? Who is gonna marry this child? Anybody? Okay. Who is going to hire this child? And you're already picturing they're playing video games in your basement till they're 29, and they're only 7 years old, but you project out of your anxiety.